7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey, welcome to the Geek Retreat podcast. My name is Steve, and this is Jason.
I'm here to kick butt and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
I know that one. I know. Where is it from? Is that from?
I give $1 to the person that comes up with it. There's actually two. There's actually two places I would accept as answers for this.
Well, okay, we'll get on to that. This is Mick.
Yeah.
Don't forget me.
Yeah. All right, where's that one from? I think it's from. Is it from Kick-Ass?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't know. They might have said it, but I don't.
Okay. No, that's where that's the one where I thought it was from. But anyway, where's it from?
So there's two answers. There was a video game that said it, Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem.
Yeah. So
Saving all the babes.
Yeah. So he said it, but also, which I think was originally came from a movie called They Live. And
They Live?
Yeah, so it's about this. For anybody who's a WWF fan.
Whoa, that's old school.
Yeah. So They Live starred a wrestler by the name of Roddy Piper. Yeah. You know? Okay. And so the movie was about these aliens that were living undercover on Earth, and there's like these pair of glasses that you can put on. If you put them on, you can see all the subliminal messages that they're putting out there, and you can see the aliens through the skin and stuff like that. So anyway, he said it in there. He walked into a bank, and there was like this famous bank shootout scene of him when he walks in there, and he said that line before.
But he probably took it from Duke Nukem, right?
No, Duke Nukem took it from him.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, I think so. I don't know. I would like to think so.
Duke Nukem was a good game of his time. I think it was way ahead of his time. I'm surprised Duke Nukem.
Picture.
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead. I'm looking it up on IMDb.
I remember when Duke Nukem came out, it was way ahead of its time. And I'm surprised that when they came up with a remastered version for, what was it, like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3?
I think so, yeah.
It
PlayStation 2, I think.
Tanked. But it was a good game. I used
like
to play it on PC, though.
That's a very popular thread with remakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like...
Yeah. Well,
the
Resident Evil remake is awesome.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't got on it. Final Fantasy 7 is coming out this week too, right?
I know. Yeah. I wanted to talk about that too. I don't know much about Final Fantasy. I never stayed into it, but I know it's a good game. And
heck yeah, man.
There's it's crazy. It's like the news now in gaming is not like new stuff. It's everything that's been postponed or canceled. Like it's like what this week has been postponed and canceled.
Right.
So the one thing that we did get news about was the PS5 controller. They showed they showed like a new demo of the PS5 controller.
I saw a picture of it, but what's new with it?
It's all speculation. They literally just showed a picture. They haven't given any details about it.
Nothing definitive yet.
Well, didn't they say something about there's a few things that are legit about it, right? Like the vibration, they're going with the HD vibration.
Yeah,
they had that already, right?
Yeah, they upped it. It's called Dual Sense now.
Dual Sense.
Introducing Dual Sense. And
that Dual Sense.
I like it. It's very it looks very clean.
Yeah.
So there's no longer a share button.
I hate that share button. I'm always hitting that thing on accident.
Yeah,
I'm stopping my game. I'm like, dang it!
And then it takes forever for the screen to pop out.
Like you're button mashing if you're hitting that by accident.
Using the D-pad.
That's how I beat it, bro. Press until you win.
Right.
So
Right.
it takes you to a new the share button takes you to a new create feature.
Which basically,
You can create it's basically the share, but it like takes you to it says that with create, once again you're pioneering new ways for players to create epic gameplay content to share with the world or just enjoy for themselves, whatever. So whatever that means. Dual Sense also adds a built-in microphone array, which means you'll be able to talk to players in chat without a headset,
I wonder how that's gonna sound.
like a computer without a microphone plugged into it. Like, it's gonna sound really bad. I don't know. Here's what why can't how have we are so far along in technology. How can we not get a cell phone call to sound clear yet? What's that about? We're on a video chat and it sounds clear. We're on FaceTime has like the clearest audio I've ever heard. But like a regular phone call seems so far behind. It's like ancient, It's like you're what'd you say? Huh? What? You broke up a little bit there. You went through a tunnel. I can't hear you. So it's cool. There's some speculation about like on the controller itself, like the grips, they look like they're raised up a little bit from the trigger. Like if the trigger is right here. How can I do this? Like if this is the trigger, it's raised up a little bit. So they're thinking that they may like snap off to so you can like customizable grips that you can snap back on. So that'd be kind of cool.
It's I heard something about it's lighter too, right, or something like that. They're gonna make it. I don't know.
Probably
Lighter, you can get it or something.
Yeah, it looks good. I don't know if it's they have adaptive triggers into the L2 and R2. So you can feel the tension of your actions, like when you draw a bow and shoot an arrow.
Pew, pew, pew.
So it sounds cool. Like it sounds like haptic, like feedback. You know what I mean?
So they don't even know if they can do
cool.
it yet. That's just what they want to do.
Yeah, this is all. I mean, you know how it is. Like at E3, when they do gameplay, that's all like rendered footage, and they show all this crazy stuff, and then you get the game, and you're like, wait a second, that doesn't do anything that they said it would do.
What controllers do you guys prefer? Xbox, Switch?
I've never been an
your
Xbox
favorite
person,
things about each and every controller, and which one do you like the best?
I like the PlayStation 4 controllers, man. I like those.
I like PlayStation 4. I really like the Xbox One controller. I just like it. It's like, I don't know, beefy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it like fills up. I don't know.
I don't like
it
the
fills up your hands.
I got fat fingers, and the Switch controllers are hard to press.
Yeah.
But I really like sitting down on my couch and having my hands chilling like this instead of like this. Especially when you're sitting up and you know how your hands be falling asleep because they're leaning up against something. You know what I mean?
I actually got a PlayStation.
You really get to relax. Yeah, you really get to relax.
I don't know. I like the way it feels. I don't like the triggers. I feel like the triggers are too low. Like you got to bend your fingers down over your other finger with this controller. And with the Xbox controller, I don't have an Xbox controller, but with the Xbox
it's more like a trigger. It's like a real trigger.
Yeah, the trigger feels like a little normal. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. It's weird.
No,
maybe I'm over
sticks out a lot further.
I like the offset. I like the offset on an Xbox too. It took me a long time to get used to the side by side, but like on the Xbox, the left stick is up here.
Yeah, I'm
like offset.
I can't get used to the Xbox One controller. It's difficult for me to get adjusted there.
I think it was cool too. On the Xbox, I had the Pro, one of the Pro controllers, so I had the paddles on the back. And I feel like I don't know if I'm sure they make them for like the SCUF controllers for the DualShocks, and I feel like it's not enough room. There's not enough room to add the paddles that you want. And Xbox, it's like the the play area is bigger. It's like longer, so you can add more stuff. But it's been over a year. It's been over like a year and a half since I played on an Xbox. But again, I think it's like you've never played, Jason. You've never played a Xbox, right? Or you just don't play Xbox?
I have. I mean, I don't. That's not my preference of game. I don't own a Xbox.
Right.
The reason why I have my hands on it because,
Oh no, go ahead.
I usually don't play Xbox. No, not too regularly. But when I do, yeah, it just feels weird because I've always been a Sony
PlayStation guy. Yeah, and I started on Xbox, so I think like it's just home. You know what I mean? Like it's what feels right. It's what feels normal.
Yeah, I think it's preference to a sense of what you started off with. Now, I started off with PlayStation, so that's what I'm used to. So I don't like change. So if you start off with Xbox, then it makes sense that would be the one that you cling to. So I think it kind of has a part to play in it. You know,
it looks good. I like it. You know,
and it does have an auxiliary.
It does, yeah. It will have that because
unlike
like
Xbox.
People are going to play with headsets. It's going to sound better with the headset.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be frustrating. I already go into like lobbies and mute lobbies, but like having an open mic on your controller the whole time it's going to sound so bad.
Right.
Well,
I can't imagine.
I don't think it's for like long term playing like a full, game and stuff with it, right? It's just like if you're trying to converse something to somebody really quick and just say, "Hey, this is what we're doing," or I don't know. I don't see somebody just using that for that's like their sole primary microphone.
It's like the camera and the whatever it's called. Remember the Kinect. Yeah, the Kinect. The PlayStation. Those had speakers, and you can enable it. And people use. I remember like one time I got mad at a FIFA game, and if my buddy's watching, he knows. Like he just destroyed me at FIFA. I was terrible at it, and I was getting so mad. I just grabbed my controller, like, stupid game. Ripped my headset out of I ripped the jack out of the port, and just like, dang it, now I have to go buy a thing, and I couldn't buy a new one yet, so I had to use my Kinect as a speaker, and it sucked. It was really bad. It was really bad. Everybody's like, "You sound terrible, dude. Like you need to get a microphone now." And that was back when the Xbox One first came out, and they had that proprietary port. Remember, like they didn't have a regular jack in it. You had to use like a specially made jack for Xbox. And so, yeah. I was gonna say earlier, the game I used to always get mixed up with Duke Nukem was Doom. I used to always think those were the same games.
What?
Yeah.
Just because the name is close, or
and the gameplay was close. It's like a first-person shooter and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I never played them. I never played either of them when I was a kid, so I'd always mix those two up.
Right.
I could see how you could mix it up, especially the first Nukems. I mean, the same exact controls almost.
So is Duke Nukem the one that had the BFG in it? Or is that Doom?
The BFG.
The big freaking gun.
Oh, yeah. That's Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem, yeah.
That's Duke Nukem?
Guy with the blonde hair, short, back.
Yeah.
Looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is he the one where like in what's that game that it's like a newer game you play? Oh my gosh, what's it called? You like fight Nazis in it. It's like a really graphic game that Wolfenstein. Is that the so they Wolfenstein had a Easter egg where you could go play like the old school. It was either Doom or Duke Nukem in it. Maybe it was the old Wolfenstein. It was the old Wolfenstein. It just looked like those old games. I don't know what I'm talking about. Whatever. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
You can tell we're all exhausted, but it is.
Yeah. it's been me and Mick went back to work this week, so it's been a rough one to say the least. But that's all we'll say about that.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say about it. So, has anybody seen? I was able to watch Onward.
Yeah, I watched
Onward.
Or going back to work. Did you guys see it?
Yeah,
Dude, it's so
That's good.
sad in some
It was a good-
parts.
my wife
It's so good.
cried her eyes out, dude.
It's
You know,
Still right here.
I
She's like,
heard
good.
she
cry going.
sobbed.
It was like, yeah, she was sobbing. Man. I was like, wow, you. She's like, I had to get her some tissue. Yeah,
So
she was crying pretty good.
I got choked up in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't like. Oh man, I got chill. I didn't like cry. You know, there's movies I like cry, like Infinity War when Spider-Man dies. I cried.
Yeah.
I cried.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And you're like, no, don't go, Spider-Man. I cried. I got teary-eyed. It was cool for him to realize, like, okay, hold on.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not. Spoiler alerts. we are gonna. Let's do.
Can we talk about it?
It's free.
Yeah. Yeah, I know,
They
right?
should be watching it, right? Well, everybody got
Yeah,
mad at me when I started talking about
home.
Tiger King and how Carol Baskin is a.
Yeah, I think in this aspect, it's like most people have Disney Plus. It's free on Disney Plus.
So it's your fault if
And
you
you're
hear
home.
this and you ain't.
And you're home.
Yeah.
You don't have a reason not to miss. Not to watch it.
All right.
Yeah,
So, okay, let's.
I
do
can't
spoilers.
afford Disney Plus.
Disclaimer.
Use your mom's Disney Plus.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, get a friend.
God.
Okay, so Onward is about two brothers who they find out that they live in like a fantastical world, a magical world. They find out their dad was a wizard,
Yeah.
so it is super heavily like D&D.
That's D&D to the fullest. Right
Yeah,
there.
it's a D&D campaign,
Yeah.
which is really
Yeah.
cool, which I thought was awesome. And they had a lot of like D&D tropes in it that really, yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be that heavily featured in D&D, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned it, Steven, like you mentioned it when we were talking about it, but I thought it might have some here and there, like some mentions of it,
Yeah.
but like it was like
full on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is exactly how a quest
Yeah.
starts out. This is
Right.
exactly how adventure starts out.
It's always the
Yeah.
tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always. They did so good too because like they set the expectation of it, and then you go in and it's like a Chuck E. Cheese. It's like a weird, they got like the nasty pizza. And they did it. It was really good. But yeah, I got emotional when he was realizing that like his brother was his dad to him.
Right.
Yeah, that was a really good brother.
Well, he realized it
good brother.
wasn't important for him to see his dad. It was
Yeah.
important for his brother to see his dad because he still had memories of
Right.
his dad. And he
Yeah.
chose not to see him when he was about to die because he was
Yeah.
scared.
That's tough right there, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's some
Dude.
deep shit.
It
deep
is.
stuff.
It is. It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Not to get like too far off track, but like I was having a talk with my wife. We had a really close
You're
friend.
awesome.
Like, thank you.
That did not
We
happen.
had. No, it's okay. It was a wrapper for a piece of candy. We had a really close friend die like a couple years ago, and I was saying how like when death. I've been pretty fortunate not to have like a lot of close people die to me. I think that like the closest family member I've had is my my grandfather, but it was like I was real young. I was like in 5th or 4th grade. So I kind of like my brother had a really tough time with it because he spent a lot of time with my grandpa, and it was that takes nothing away from like what it was sad and at the time, but I think it was a little easier for me to get over it because I didn't have those like super like deep long memories, long lasting memories.
Right.
But like I found myself like when we had our friend pass away, I kind of like distanced myself to make it easier to cope with. You know what I mean? And so like for the brother to like not go see his dad, I was like, man, I could like see myself doing that is like kind of like distinct. Like it's hard. It's hard to like face that fear and face that like reality that death is here. You know what I mean?
He even had that part of the story where he was like, he had an opportunity to go back in and see him for the last time, but he couldn't see him with all the tubes and whatever it was. Like he couldn't see him how it was. And
he was scared.
Yeah. And so he never got that opportunity to say goodbye or to see him for the one last time. And that was
like
why
he's got to live with that.
And
like,
he had to live with it.
Unbeknownst to him, like if his dad wasn't a wizard, he's got to live with that for the rest of his life.
Right.
But that was so big of the little brother to realize all that.
Yeah.
Even though he wanted to know his dad for the longest time, he knew his brother was always there to. Oh my God!
Yeah,
such
really,
a good story, dude.
That's a good story. Man.
Yeah,
I love that.
Really deep.
Like that. I was even like before they got to the point where like you said, Steven, like they like realized he was like his dad like father like figure to him growing up.
Yeah.
But like even throughout the movie, like how he's like, you can do this, and like he's so supportive of him and boosting him up and like he's all like he was super supportive. That was a super good brother, man. I was like, I like this brother, man. He's really got his little brother's back, man. That's how it should be.
And his brother did a really good job at being the dad to his brother that their dad was to him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like all their memories of their dad were like really good memories.
Yeah.
So up to like his death or whatever, but he did a good job at like being that father figure, like maybe not even intentionally. You know what I mean? Like he did a really good job at stepping in and being like, I got to be supportive for this kid, and I got to like help him out and stuff.
And the artistic part of me loved the fact that we saw the older brother's interaction with the father from a distance, from the perspective of the younger brother. Like like all we could see is the distance of them talking and the sunlight behind them. I thought that was beautiful, man. I think that was well done.
It was such like it really like subverted your expectation to put in a movie saying like it really did. Like you think most Disney movies always pay off with the happy ending.
Yeah.
But when I was sitting there watching it, I wasn't like mad at what are you doing?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, are you looking through the hole like the kid?
No. Look at Jason's hands.
Oh. Like, what is going on? We can't have a serious conversation. Oh my goodness. But our okay.
I had to go for it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're driving me crazy. Anyway, it was really cool to we were watching the movie from the little brother's perspective. I can't remember the little brother's name, but we were watching it from his perspective. Yeah, right? It was in the moment when you're like, oh, he's finally gonna meet his dad. I wasn't mad that we didn't get to see the dad. Like I was able to sit there and be like, wow, that's like that. I'm happy for his brother. I'm really happy for his brother. And in most movies, you're like, what? Like the main character didn't get the big payoff? Like what? Are you serious? But he did get the big payoff. And the whole movie, and the whole movie is the payoff that he did get to experience all those things he wanted to experience, but it was with his brother.
Yeah.
So it was a really good movie.
I see that brother, dude. I see the older brother. I've seen me 100% growing up, dude. I had this busted up Kia, dude. My seat wasn't even attached to the thing. My car seat. It wasn't attached. The bolts were broken off because I went to when I was going to apprenticeship school. I went to Jack in the Box, right? And I was trying to reach in my pocket to get my what's it called? My wallet
Your
out.
Wallet, yeah.
To pay, and I ripped the whole seat out of the car, and I never fixed it. So anytime I drive, I had to hold on to the steer because I'll go like this, and every time I stop, I would have to push and then I had the sweetest system in my my car just slumping.
That's all that matters. That's all that
And
matters.
anytime my brother come in and be riding, I'll be all like, please, baby, please, baby, please, baby. Wow, there we go. And then my brother would be driving my Kia or whatever. No, bro, you got to tap on it just a little bit and then shift. Tap it on a little bit and shift. And I always been the geeky one, not giving a crap of what people think of me and all that. But
Yep.
my mom said the same thing. She watched the thing and she was all like, that's you and your brother. Straight up.
Yeah, that's like, it was a really good movie. It was really funny too. Like, there was super funny moments. I wanted to watch it again before we like talked about it, but it was really enjoyable.
Yeah,
it was like
Bon job.
It was really good.
Yeah. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that I'm still trying to figure out though how they just put it on there for free like that, and then and on other streaming services it's like you got to pay to rent it. And
Disney owns the world, bro.
Dude, Disney is like
I know, but it's like they made that and they had a budget for it and they spent all this money and it's like
they didn't lose a dime on
you don't
that.
think so?
I bet you people bought Disney Plus just to watch that movie.
No.
I think so.
No.
Now that we're talking about it,
you don't think so? You don't think somebody said like,
not that big movie.
No,
awesome.
you're telling me that no family said like, okay, it's only $6.99. We're home, we can buy it 1 month. We'll just try it out.
Or you could buy it on Prime for $20.
Family.
Yeah.
Or
because you know why? Because like Onward is like not really like in people's minds like that. It's not that big to where people are like, ooh, this is a must-see movie, or we have to see this. This is hyped up this much. Onward hasn't really been pushed like that, and so I don't think that it's if you didn't see it, like you wouldn't, it's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Like if you Onward's on here, let's watch it.
Well,
but I don't think people are like seeking it out. Like, where's Onward? Where can I find that?
Well, I don't think a lot. They even have to push a lot of movies right now, anyways, because people are looking for movies, right. And they're looking for movies for their kids because they're at home right now. And Onward is one of them, right? It's a brand new movie that's, I went, like I said last week, I wanted to go watch it, and I was about to spend $20 to go watch this thing, and now I hear it's on Disney Plus. Of course, I'm going to play. What is it? Yeah. How much does it cost? $6 something? Because
$6.99 or $7 or something like that.
Yeah,
I got
pay that to watch it, then pay for $20 for Prime.
Yeah,
right.
I actually
just
don't have
one movie on Prime.
So and that's the thing, right? So I mean, I guess with a streaming service, it's all about subscriptions.
Yeah,
and if that's
they got a lot of business from it,
then I just don't. I could be wrong. I just don't see Onward being a reason why someone says, "Hey, I'm going to go get this now," if I didn't already have it, just so I can see Onward.
I think there was a perfect storm, honestly, for them to be able to like, okay, everybody's home, we're in quarantine, we've got a huge library already that everybody's gonna love, and they're gonna love it. Let's put it on for free and let's see if our numbers climb. I bet you there was a climb in numbers from monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there is, but
probably not from Onward. I get what you're saying.
Onward, yeah,
I get
now because they're home, so they're going to start signing up for things.
It didn't have the same effect that. There's no way it had the same effect that like The Mandalorian did on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Like,
but I'm sure it's still you're both right. I feel like, in you know what I mean?
Stop fighting, Mom and Dad. You're both right.
I know. I hate it.
Now we put Black Widow on there.
God.
I thought you were excited.
I am excited. I am.
Here we go again.
I want to see if it holds up to like an Avengers movie. Man.
If you want some of it spoiled, I'm just telling you right now, Steven doesn't want me to talk about it, but I'm just going to say go on the Facebook page and you'll be able to know some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, I have a really messed up brain. Sometimes I just say stuff and I don't think about what I'm saying. And I did a lot of that during our Black Widow discussion. Okay. So let's. I want to get into it, but I don't want to get into it a little bit. Here's my final decision on the matter. I'm excited to see the movie. The last movie they introduced like this was Captain Marvel, right? Where like her story takes place like way in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So they had to introduce Captain Marvel because she played such a huge role in Endgame. Black Widow is dead.
Oh, here we go.
She cannot play a role. She cannot play a big role in any of the next Marvel movies because she's dead.
She could be stuck in stone, right?
Maybe.
We're not doing this discussion.
Hey, you know what? In the comic book world, you're never permanent.
I know. That's basically it's it. That's it. It's like they can do whatever they want because it's a comic book.
Speaking about the stones. Speaking about the stones, I did have a question.
What's up?
Okay.
I rewatched. What's the first Captain America movie? With
the First Avenger.
Okay, First Avenger.
Yeah.
Tesseract.
Yeah.
There's the space stone inside of it, correct?
Right.
Right, which allows you to teleport through the galaxy. Right?
Why?
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just was Googling. I was because I know where your question is going. So I was gonna say I typed in "is the Tessa" and it auto corrected. Is the Tesseract real? Like, do people really think that the Tesseract is real?
Like that's an actual search. Like
Google
somebody's actually searching that out.
So stupid. Here's the other auto searches. Is the Tesseract real? Is the Tesseract in Iron Man? Is the Tesseract made of vibranium? And then is the Tesseract the Soul Stone?
No, it's a space stone. The space stone within the Tesseract, right? And basically, my question was, you know how Red Skull was trying to harness the power of the stone, of the Tesseract, to create weapons. They successfully did it. You know, when they're shooting at people, they're disappearing and stuff. Are they teleporting them, or are they killing them? Because they're harnessing the power of the Tesseract, which the Space Stone is within.
That's a fair question.
Red Skull was killed with it, and he was transported to the place where the Soul Stone is.
That's a very valid point, my friend. That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you. I would assume with your example that you just said with Red Skull,
I think
they've been transported, right? You think they're in a different realm somewhere, another dimension?
I think it teleports them.
Yeah, they've got to be somewhere else, right?
That's where it comes down. These stones are so powerful, and there's so many things that come down with it. That's why I'm saying that it is a possibility that Miss Black Widow is still alive.
Or can be brought
in some way, some sort.
She can't be alive.
You don't want her to be alive.
No, I do. No, it will erase everything that happened in Endgame.
No.
Yes.
No, how?
Like the fact that, like, think about Gamora coming back, right?
Okay, explain how she died so everybody knows. Just in case you didn't watch it.
So the way Thanos got the Soul Stone was by taking Gamora, which, interestingly enough, how did they teleport Red Skull to the what's
Space
Vormir? With the Space Stone? Like, how did that happen? I want to know that.
I want to know that too. I want to know why he's stuck there as a guardian.
This guy is so bad. We're gonna put him in charge of the Soul Stone because he did such a good job with the Space Stone.
Right.
Who's in charge of that decision? Anyway,
I do want to know that.
That's the point. Anyway, so Gamora had to take the place a soul for a soul, a soul for a soul. That's what Red Skull tells him, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, you have to sacrifice the thing you love the most. Right? So he kills Gamora. So they go back in time in Endgame to the same year when Gamora is now alive. right? And so then Clint and Black Widow have their fight, and then Black Widow dies, which takes the place of Gamora. So Gamora now never died.
Right.
Okay.
Right? So the next thing is like, you can't just take a random like you can't go just take a Chitauri grunt and throw him off. You won't get the Soul Stone. It has to be somebody who has, so somebody you love has to die to get
Right.
the Soul Stone.
This. I totally get what you're saying about if they bring her back, it would erase everything because the time, right?
Yeah.
Because if she's brought back, but they could go this route. They never said that they actually die, that she actually dies. It's a soul for a soul. So a soul could be within that soul stone, the power of that stone.
But if that's the case, then when Thanos destroyed the stones, shouldn't she have come back alive?
No, she's still trapped in there.
How is she trapped in there if the stone is destroyed?
Or, okay, if the stones are destroyed, right? Maybe she could have been released, just not anywhere near where the end of the movie was. She could be still alive where the Soul Stone was, where Red Skull is.
Yeah, that can be a very good possibility. Or I'm just thinking the stone was the vessel in which to bring her back. So if that's destroyed, there's no way to bring her back without it, and that's why she didn't
actually. That's an invalid point. I'm thinking about it because he destroyed the stones, and then they went back to retrieve the stone, and she took place with the new old stones.
No, they went to put the stones back, not retrieve them. Coming at the end.
No. At the beginning, he destroys the stones in the very beginning. She's still alive at that point.
Right.
So she wouldn't. So my point didn't make sense,
gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
So,
right.
So they still have this. So it would be interesting now, because now it would be interesting to see if they did destroy the stones, would she come back alive? But they've trapped themselves in a box with it because one, they said, remember, Bruce Banner said, or the Hulk, Smart Hulk says, she's gone, she can't be brought back, all that stuff. Like they cement it. The other thing, Doctor Strange says this is the one in 14,605 different futures that this thing happens. So Natalie had to die to get the Soul Stone. There was in 14 million different. Now, if this is
it doesn't
infinite
say
universe,
she died.
Natasha.
It just says soul for a soul.
Natalie, as her, I know her on a first name basis. Natasha, Anyway, if I just don't think they've pigeonholed themselves is what they've done, and they can't. I don't think they can bring her back alive.
I think they can. I think they can. I get what you're saying. Like they hit the net. They kept hitting that nail in with saying that she's dead and she can't be brought back. But
I think they
don't realize the capability of the stones yet. So if they, just like how they didn't realize time with him at first. They had to figure that out first, and then at first they're like, no, that can't be done. And they said that for a long time, and then finally someone figured it out.
But he didn't.
They haven't stated that it's you die when you. It's just you're sacrificing.
They did a pretty good job at showing that.
But
you
did
die
they say? Did they say it?
I guess not. But
at the very moment,
moment was
okay. Foreshadowing. Okay, you don't see the bottom of the trench, right? When you fall.
I think they showed her laying down there.
They showed her lifeless body. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it in a while since when it first came out. I'm still trying to catch up. So from what I remember, it was I just saw fog. But at the end, they showed their lifeless body.
Yeah.
Well, maybe then her soul is just.
They showed her body laying there. Hey, I don't know. Life.
Yeah, she's just like.
Right. Right.
Laying on the ground.
You never know.
Hope.
You never know.
Keep hope.
So I'm excited for the movie. I want to see it. Quit high-fiving. I'm excited to see it. I want to see where they go with it. I'm just confused on the timeline. To put an end to the conversation.
And Avenger.
No, I know where it. I'm not confused on the timeline on where it comes in chronologically. I'm confused on why they're giving it to us after her death.
Because it means more.
Whatever.
We went over this. multiple
Since
times.
you brought
Went over
up
it.
since you brought up Hulk, talking about her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back in January, Marvel, the MCU has finally purchased the full rights to Hulk.
Really?
So in Phase 4, they're probably going to look into making a solo movie.
I don't know why they made him suck now. So
I know, smart Hulk. Well, they could do a prequel and make
smart,
it
funny
just
Hulk.
make it tight.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't.
All the Thor movies were awesome, man.
You know my fear.
What?
My fear about it is that it'll turn into like the Spider-Man franchise.
Where it's like too many of them.
Yeah, like it's gonna be another origin story, or like Batman, another origin story. It's like,
yeah.
Well,
Tony Stark was already in.
I don't think so because
like,
MCU's already established them, so if they keep them within the MCU.
Yeah, that's true. They may not need to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
What'd you say a second ago, Mick? That all the Thor movies were great?
All the Thor movies. I thought all the Thor movies were great.
Attaboy. Even Ragnarok.
What?
Give him a high five now, Jason. Give him a high five now.
No, Thor movies, not Ragnarok.
What do you mean?
Did it say Thor on the top of Ragnarok? No, it doesn't. Because it's not just fucking Ragnarok. It's fucking Planet Hulk and Ragnarok.
It's Thor Ragnarok.
It's
the name of the movie is
Planet Hulk and Ragnarok. It's just Ragnarok, isn't it? Or does it say Thor Ragnarok?
Thor colon Ragnarok.
Oh.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
You tried though. A for effort.
Hey, it's all right. You get an A for effort, but you're wrong.
Okay, look,
Jason. It feels good to be on the right side. Is this how it feels like every time that I'm wrong?
Yes, it is.
Man, I'm not talking to you anymore, Mick. How about that? I'm getting full redemption back.
Okay.
Bye.
No.
We'll see you guys next week on the Geek.
Mick has officially walked out of the building.
Mick has left the building. It's all right.
What's it called? I like, and this is on our podcast. The movie's a good movie, but it irritates the heck out of me because I know what it is.
Right.
It's two different stories smashed together, which irritates me.
And I can. That's why I could. When I watched it, I can tell that there's two separate storylines going on too.
You can definitely see it.
Yeah, and then like they cut back to the other one. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this part. Let's what's going on?
Oh, hey, hold on.
Right, and they didn't even get both of the storylines that they're smashing together right.
Yeah.
But they had to do that to make it correlate with each other. So it's like,
all right.
Okay, you got me, Steven.
On this same, I like it. So on this same subject, last week we talked about MCU again last week, but yeah, the question came up was who is the most dangerous villain in the MCU, right, Jason?
That's right.
Is that how it was phrased? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we decided to put it to a poll and ask you guys, and the results are in.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
Can you guess, Jason?
Thanos gonna win.
Thanos. The next one was, okay, I just want to put it out there. I misspelled Dormammu, and I apologize. I called him Ormammu. I was trying to think of names of villains, and we were on lunch break at work, and we were like, I was like, oh yeah, let's do that one. I just put it in, and Facebook won't let me change it, so I'm sorry. My fault. It's my fault. You guys definitely let me know, so at least you're keeping an eye on everything.
Yeah. It was a test.
But
he was testing you guys.
You passed. You all passed. But Thanos came out on top for sure. But which leads me to why I really wanted to talk about this. I was thinking about your Hela proposal.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that Hela's the most powerful because she destroyed Thor's hammer, right? According to the lore or the mythology of the whole like Thor Greek or not Greek Norse mythology.
Yeah.
The 9 realms. Asgard oversees the 9 realms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the doctor, whatever his name is, Doctor. Nope, not that one. The weird guy in all the Thor movies. He explains it in the first Thor movie. Remember, it's like a tree, and there's like 9 branches that are basically galaxies. Okay, so
realms.
The 9 realms.
Yeah.
Right.
Midgard.
So Earth falls under the 9 realms.
Midgard.
Okay? Yes.
It's Midgard.
Thank you. Good job, Nick.
He's on it.
So my theory is that the reason Hela was able to break Thor's hammer is because she still was under the umbrella of the 9 realms. Outside of the 9 realms, I don't think she's as powerful as she is.
Outside of the 9 realms, that's how do you? Okay.
The 9 realms is all that.
Yeah.
Is it everything? Like it's every galaxy and every.
I mean, well, it's like our galaxy, right? So it's like we really can't function outside of it. I mean, we have our universe that we know of, and then what we can't. Anyway, so what I want to touch on though is with let's remember with Mjolnir, it's all about who's worthy, right? If you're not worthy, you can't even lift the hammer. So for her, even though she's from there, it doesn't matter because even Thor at some point he's still from Asgard, but there's a point where he can't lift the hammer because he's not worthy anymore.
Right.
So with her being as bad and as evil as she is, for her to still just be able to catch it and grab it and hold it means she's powerful because you're not even supposed to be able to lift it if you're not worthy. And we know she's not worthy because she's bad, right? So that in and of itself makes her strong, and then the fact that she can actually break it when it's containing all this power within it also lends to the fact that she's even that much more stronger, in my opinion.
Right. She's strong. Essentially, she's stronger, almost stronger than, or stronger than Odin, because Odin is the one that cast the enchantment within the Mjolnir.
Odin was saying like she kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
But does that mean she's that? I don't. Yeah. Huh. I'm just trying to think.
You're trying to lessen power is what you're trying to do.
No, I'm just trying to think about her, like about the realms. You're saying there's no other space outside of the 9 realms?
No, I think it's within our galaxy, right?
Yeah. So their 9 realms is our galaxy. So they just have it laid out and said named differently, but it's basically. Because remember when he was talking with that same cheater you were talking about, Steven? Remember when he was trying to give that same lesson to Natalie Portman's character?
Yeah.
What's her name again? I forget her name. What's his girlfriend's name? But anyway, but he was telling it to her, and so she's
Jane.
like,
Jane Foster.
Thank you, yeah. And so he's telling it to her. She's like, oh yeah, we call it this, and then so like they were kind of comparing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Scientific notes and stuff like that. So it's basically their galaxy, their 9 realms is our galaxy.
Okay. So here's the science portion of the space portion. Yeah. So our galaxy is the Milky Way, right?
Yeah, right.
So there's other galaxies outside of our galaxy.
Right.
So if Asgard only oversees our galaxy, then Thanos has been to other galaxies, right? Because he's been to other. They explain that he's been to other worlds and other galaxies, and he's destroyed them.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
maybe it oversees multiple galaxies and everything. I don't know. But I don't know. I can't say that they're even gods because Odin said himself that in the movie, in one of the Thor movies, he says, we're not gods. We died just as any other mortal.
Mm. There you go.
Because
I don't know.
He was talking about Thor being, being high and mighty and stuff like that. He was like, remember, we aren't gods.
So, Steven, is your premise then that she's not as
My premise is that she's not as
she can't go outside the galaxy and be as strong? Is that what?
exactly
Okay.
that like Dormammu and Thanos are as powerful as they are.
No matter
Thanos
what.
has a caveat. Thanos has an asterisk next to him because of the gauntlet. I think
the gauntlet. Straight
like,
up the gauntlet.
Without that, I actually think that Dormammu is the most feared one. The thing with him is that he didn't even get defeated. He got bored and made a deal.
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on that.
Well, he got tripped.
What did
he got trapped.
No, he
Yeah, so
He was trapped in
he
a
did
time
get trapped. Right. But he got bored of. He could have done that forever. He
Yeah,
just
'cause
got
he's
tired
immortal.
of it and cut a deal with Doctor Strange.
Dude.
That's the only. He's still alive.
Dude.
He's not dead. Like
Right.
that's the thing. So somebody made a point, and like I think I'm on with that. I think Dormammu is the most feared because he just swallowed planets. He just swallowed them. They're like, oh, I'm done with that one. Boom, done. Because he's
Okay.
filled with like the dark magic, right?
So you're saying you just said that he just got tricked. He got tricked by a mortal, and he's the most dangerous.
He got
He's just all powerful, immortal.
He got
being-
bored.
no. I don't think he got tricked. He didn't get the
Oh.
wool pulled over his eyes. He just was like, okay, I don't want to do this. What do you want?
What omnipotent being would do that? I know I wouldn't. There's got to be a way. He's got all these powers. If I'm not mistaken, Dormammu even has powers of time travel himself.
Time travel.
Yeah, and so for him to be able to get trapped with a loop like that, it seems unlikely. And then secondly, he's immortal. That time shouldn't have any premise to him. So who cares if this guy is looping the time? Find a way to he's only being able to do it because he has the time stone. Find a way to get the stone from him. Ends your problem right there. With as much power as he
Which
has,
would
he
be
should have been able to
slowly
do that.
torching Doctor Strange.
Yeah, even that. Don't even kill him. Just keep him alive, but keep him in pain the whole time, and then he'll eventually give up. He is the least dangerous person, if you ask me. If you can trick him like that, I'm gonna use the word trick because he was definitely duped into making that deal. He didn't want to do it, and he did it just because of the stupid loop. I think that's a horrible.
He
stupid
did
way
want to do it. He did want to do
He
it.
did not want to do it. He didn't want to make it.
But he
Because otherwise, if he did want to do it, he would do it. He's an omnipotent being. But he got freaking Doctor Strange was like, no, this is what's going to happen. We're going to make this deal, and I'm going to keep coming back to you until you make the deal. So if he wanted to do it, he would have did it without Doctor Strange having to do that.
But the way at the exact point that Doctor Strange started the loop, he couldn't kill him. He couldn't get him out. I guess that makes sense. What you're saying, Jason. This whole thing has holes in it.
And also, and even to go beyond that, even if we were to say, okay, he's still the most powerful or whatever, most
right.
How can you really say that? Because I could be mistaken. I haven't seen Doctor Strange in a long time, but I'm going off of memory here.
Pretty fresh in my mind.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
can't remember
So
his name.
I don't remember his presence being too heavily weighed on that movie. He's only came towards the end. He only showed his effects during the end.
No, Dormammu?
Yeah.
No, it was pretty heavily because like the villain they pose as is like they kind of set him up as like is a MacGuffin the right word? He's like he's the being, but he's trying to bring Dormammu to Earth.
But he's
time.
the threat at that time, not Dormammu.
Correct.
So the whole movie, you're going through the fact that this guy is your threat. This is the guy we need to defeat or whatever, or stop. And then Dormammu doesn't show.
Because they're using the only reason he's the threat is because they're using Dormammu's like his dark magic or dark presence or whatever it is to be so effective. If he didn't have that, he wouldn't have been effective. The only reason he was so strong.
That's like saying
That's like saying
because
the only reason Thanos was so strong is because of the Infinity Stones. That's exactly what it's like saying.
No.
Yeah,
no. I was going to go back to, and I forget what movie it was and what person it was, but somebody was like operating under the guy's, freaking hammered guy, that freaking in Guardians of the Galaxy. What's his name?
The hammer guy? Thor?
Yeah. No.
No, the guy that's working for Thanos.
Roman the accuser.
Ronan.
Ronan the accuser.
So he was same thing like you just said. He was doing all of this for Thanos and had to report to Thanos. So that's like saying in that movie, Thanos was the biggest threat.
No. He was trying to undercut Thanos though, and he didn't need.
But the whole point of him being there was because Thanos sent him.
No. He was doing it under his own power. He was strong enough under his own power, just not as strong as Thanos. He was still a brute to deal with in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Who did Ronan want Thanos to kill? I forget. Because the reason why Ronan is working for Thanos is because he wanted Thanos to eliminate something.
The Kree. I think he wanted to kill the race of the Kree. I'm pretty sure.
He was a Kree.
Yeah, and he got like
you guys know better than me. You guys saw it more recently.
Right.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm pretty sure he wanted to kill the Kree because he didn't.
He wants to be the strongest of his.
Oh, he wanted to. I'm sorry. He wanted to kill Xandar. Xandar was the race of the planet of the good people.
Okay.
They're like
third to the planet of the good people.
Yeah,
that's what it was. So
yeah. Okay. So in the introduction scene of Ronan, he says to the Xandarian, like, "Why are you doing this?" He says, "Because I do not forgive your people for taking the life of my father and his father before him. 1,000 years of war between us will not be forgotten." So he wants to kill the Xandarians.
There you go.
Remember in the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy, what's her name? Glenn Close. She's talking to the Kree guy on the thing, and he's like, "This conversation's over." That's a Kree guy. They're fighting. They start a fight. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't remember.
We should rewatch all the.
Well, okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy, is that the one where at the end credit was Thanos grabbing the glove and saying, "Okay, never mind, I'll do it myself"?
I'll do it myself. I'm pretty sure that's that one. Okay. Yeah.
All right. But
think
anyway, so I was trying to knock you with the premise of you're saying that the other guy was not the main threat in Doctor Strange. But I think it's, I don't know. I don't remember him having too much of a presence. He said he did. But I don't see him being the most dangerous though. If
the only reason I say he had a presence is because the entire goal of the bad guy, of the earthly bad guy, is to bring Dormammu to Earth. That's his whole goal. To have Dormammu swallow Earth and everybody become like a legion of the dark magic or the dark, whatever they call it, the dark space or something.
Oh, and there is a stronger version of the Planet Crusher Hulk.
Oh gosh,
it's a version of Hulk that's in when he goes to the realm of Dormammu, and it's like his powers multiplied like 10 times, but he's uncontrollable, like to a more maximum. Yeah. Anyways, I never heard that one. Right. Yeah. We were talking about last podcast.
Right on.
Okay, you can't be mad about it anymore.
Yeah.
Because you like Ragnarok.
Huh?
So your points are invalid now because you like Ragnarok.
I like Ragnarok. I just don't understand. It irritates the heck out of me that they slam those two movies together.
Yeah. So I don't know.
They made it solo. They could have waited until they bought it. Now they bought it. Now they could do a Planet Hulk, and now they can't because they smashed them together. They ruined it.
Yeah, they kind of ruined it. So Steven, are you telling me that Dormammu was the second one on the poll? Is that where you're going with all of this? Because you said that
Dormammu was the second one on the poll.
I'm so disappointed.
It went the top. Well, there's one person. Oh, it's Jason. I was gonna say there's one person. There's one vote for Hella, but she's on that's Jason. That doesn't count. there was like a lot of people for, I don't have the exact numbers, but there's a lot of people for Thanos, then Dormammu next, and then Loki, and then Hela. No votes for Ultron and no votes for Red Skull.
Yeah, they were both pretty good. Nah, Red Skull. I'll give Red Skull more credit than Ultron.
What?
But hell yeah.
No.
I'm not talking about comic book Ultron. I'm talking about MCU.
MCU.
Ultron.
He's AI, dude.
He's garbage.
He could be anywhere at once and everywhere at the same time.
Yeah, and he was still garbage.
Yo, get out of here.
Yeah. No, okay. But
He can take control of any electrical device.
That's
Cars,
That's
jet
all.
plane.
Did you imagine Ultron
he
in a
didn't-
Tesla? Did you imagine that?
Ultron was a joke in that movie. You guys know it. Don't try to make him seem out to be what he was in comics. He's
I'm
not
ignorant to it
that
all. I love the MCU because it's all I know. I didn't read the comics. So I got here, I'm like, this is sweet. Let's go with it. Except there's a bunch of holes in Endgame that I have a hard time following.
Hey, I forgot.
The trailers for that movie.
What?
You guys remember the trailers for Age of Ultron?
No.
No. Well, let me shed some light on it for you guys.
Oh,
So when
shed some light.
they did the trailers for Age of Ultron, they made Ultron seem so menacing, and it's had like this almost scary vibe to him when they put him on the trailer for that. And so then you get, which was like good, right? Because like the MCU was always discredited for their villains not having much stake. There was, it was always jokey and nothing was really at risk, blah blah blah. And then so Age of Ultron, and Ultron was coming, and it's like, ooh, Ultron, a powerful villain. This guy seems like he means business, like he's scary. He's gonna come and be serious and do all this blah blah blah. And then you get to the movie, and then he's joking and he's cracking jokes, and he's not as menacing as he was had they made him out to be in the trailers. And he was not, I wouldn't say the opposite, but he definitely wasn't menacing. And yes, he was smart, and yes, he has the capability of the computers taking control of any controller, as you guys were saying. But that didn't make him dominating. He didn't do much that made me say, "Ooh, this guy should be really feared," or like this guy is really causing trouble for the Avengers. I didn't really see that. I don't know. He's my least villain.
Least favorite villain?
Least favorite, yeah, in the MCU. I
don't
think he, but I don't, and maybe it's because I know him in the comics.
Yeah.
And in comparison, it fails miserably.
It's that it goes back to the book first movie.
I guess so. Yeah, now I see what you're saying, because now I'm in the same boat, because I don't think they did him justice in that movie.
You'll take that.
Yeah, maybe that leaves a bad taste in my mouth for that reason. But
you'll take the comic book guy over the movie guy any day.
Oh, yeah.
What's your least favorite villain then, Steven?
Mine?
Yeah, yours, because his is Ultron.
Mine's Loki.
Loki? Really?
Yeah. I just can never take him serious.
Loki lost his luster. Like, he started off like really.
He just seemed like a whiny baby all of Avengers.
No.
Yeah. The first Avengers.
Yeah.
I didn't like him in the first Avengers.
He's like the little bad kid that gets pushed around all the time.
Yeah, he's just like little emo kid who kneel before me, man.
Like
what's
the name on Star Wars? Whoever.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Kylo Ren.
I liked.
Yeah, he's a whiny baby too.
It is, but I like the way, like in Force Awakens when he throws a fit and he like slashes up the elevator.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's a nutcase, and it made you like kind of fear him. I don't know.
Once he
Like
took
Loki's like,
his helmet off, I never feared him again after that. He was never really menacing ever since he took this.
well, who's this guy?
Like, really? This is
Yeah. How do you fit that head inside that helmet? Yeah, I think Loki's my least favorite.
Mine is probably.
I never felt like Loki was a threat, a true threat. He had the Jatari army was the threat in Avengers, not Loki.
No, because he even had the Avengers scared because he trapped Hulk and had this whole scheme where he was devised that was going to turn the Hulk against them, and they had to fight the Hulk. And
yeah, but even like he himself is not scary.
He's supposed to be the god of deception. How did he get decepted by Black Widow? That's my question. To find that information
because she's
out.
that damn good. That's why.
Because she's that good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like Black Widow, but I'm just saying, how's that? And then the Dakari, it was using him. How? What was his plan? After they
the deal was that I think the deal was that between him and Thanos, if he got the Mind Stone, he could rule over Earth. Like that was the deal they struck.
It wasn't with Thanos. That was with that Frost Giant, or not Frost Giant, but whatever that.
Who's the Jatari? No, it was Thanos. Because remember, he goes up in.
Yeah, it's Thanos.
Is it Thanos?
It's Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was it Avengers 2 when he has like the
Thanos
flashback?
in Avengers?
No, he was never in Avengers, but like.
But you're saying he was mentioned.
He was pulling the strings behind Loki during Avengers.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the Avengers movie, Thanos he was talking to not Thanos, but Thanos was there. His little guy that talks for him that doesn't.
Yeah. He's like Thanos is sitting backwards on the throne.
That Ronan ends up killing that guy because he doesn't want to hear him talk. He wants to talk to Thanos himself.
Yeah.
He was in the presence of Thanos.
I think Ronan had a part to play in it too.
Ronan
go back and watch it.
Ronan came in. Oh.
I think it was like Loki was working for Ronan and Ronan was working for Thanos, and that's why he finally said like, "Fine, I'll do it myself. If Loki can't do it and Ronan can't do it, then I'll just get up and do it myself."
Right.
I think that's like what they were setting up.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta. Not that I don't believe you guys, I just want to see it for myself.
It's okay if you don't believe us. I have a question or a theory I want to bring up.
Wait, Nick.
Oh,
what did you say your least favorite was?
Loki.
No.
Mick.
No. Mine was Avengers 3. I'm trying to remember that fire guy.
Endgame?
Yeah, that's Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Not Avengers 3, sorry. Iron Man 3.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
That was cheese.
That guy's
dude.
not even a...
I was like, really? It's an Iron Man movie. Can you bring somebody out, that's dangerous?
No, good call.
It was
the best part about it was really a Pepper Potts movie is what it was.
Right.
Because she's the one who defeats him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I want to
for
change.
Here's the question:
2 second fight.
Did they take that out of her? Well, they must have taken it out of her.
Well, he said he'll fight. He would fight. He would fix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fix her.
I would say they should have worked on it and kept it in her, and then have her use it in Infinity.
Yeah,
War.
then he wouldn't have to worry about protecting her.
Yeah. They knew that Iron Man 3 was such a horrible movie. They wanted to take anything that
they
didn't want to have any association with that anymore.
No, I don't know, because Tony brings it up in Endgame when he gets back on Earth after he's rescued. He says I said that I wanted to put a shield around this Earth and da da da. Remember, he talks about all that. Yeah, that's a reference back to the Iron Legion, because he wants to create the Iron Legion to be a shield around the Earth, a defense force around the Earth.
Right.
But anyway, we stick on Avengers a lot, but I think there's so much there that we could talk about it for a while. So there's like a theory going around that like Cap was worthy long before it. So in Avengers 2, in Age of Ultron, remember they're like at the party right before Ultron introduces himself and Cap nudges the hammer. So there's a theory that Cap knew that he was worthy at that point and stopped to not embarrass Thor. What do you guys think about that?
Sounds like a Cap thing to do.
So
it did move a little bit.
It did. But the way they cut it, it doesn't seem like he would have that thought right there. Because he goes at it again. He tries again. He tries a second time after.
Did he?
Yeah. And so my theory is that he wasn't worthy, but he was on the track to be worthy. And Mjolnir knew that. And so he didn't become worthy until after Civil War. Because in Civil War, he was hiding something. He was hiding a secret about
Shield
Iron Man's dad.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
knew
Gotcha.
that Bucky had killed Iron Man's parents. Right? And until he finally came clean with that and then asked for forgiveness remember, he sends him the note and says, like, I'll be there anytime you need me, just call. Right? That is the act that made him worthy. He wasn't already worthy. He had to take care of, he had to clear all of his skeletons in his closet before he could really become worthy. And that is what got him to be worthy.
That's a good theory.
I was watching a video on it and they were like, oh, he knew it. And I'm like, I don't buy into that, I don't think.
Yeah. I kind of like where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just taking it back to the party scene again. So you're saying that he tried it nudged, and then he tried it again?
Yeah, it nudges, and then they're like, oh, and Thor's eyes kind of like,
yeah.
And then he tries again. And he's like, I got nothing. And Thor's like, nah, I do it. Yeah, of course I do it. He like tries to play it off like he wasn't scared.
Yeah.
And then that's right.
That could have been just him. That could have been that moment right there, though, where he's trying to throw him off and like, oh, they got look, see, like I can't do it this time. See, that could have been his moment where he's faking funk.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching I kind
of like your thing better though. Your premise better.
Yeah, I was watching a recap of it, and it's such a good moment. That's like I think that's my favorite moment in a movie ever. Is when Mjolnir hits Thanos and it flings back to Captain America.
Yeah, that was
like
cool.
Such a great movie moment.
Yeah,
and it's hard to recreate it. And then the Rise of Skywalker had to copy it at the end of that one. It's like total copy. Like, oh, we're not gonna make it. We're the only ones out here. Just kidding. The whole squad heard your signal and they're all here now. And I was like, this just happened. They already did this. This had just happened in Endgame. What are we doing?
That Star Wars franchise, man. I don't know what to tell you about that.
It's hard to even talk about it.
It is.
I did. Jason, did you see the trailer that I put up on our Facebook page?
Mm-mm.
It's like Revenge of the Sith. So Hayden Christensen is in it. Hayden Christensen is in it,
mm-hmm.
and it's the one. It's the one where he kind of like falls, and kind of falls. He falls and becomes Darth Vader in that one.
Right.
But somebody made a fan cut of it to look like a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood trailer. It's awesome. It's so good. I watched it.
It is pretty good.
Really?
It makes it look like
really good.
It makes it look like a whole
it makes it look
different
like a whole different movie. The tone of it is totally different. It is so good.
Really?
I'll put the link on this video. I'll put the link in the description so you can go see it. But it is so good.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's a trip. How you just
put it on the Facebook page?
I put it on the group page.
It's crazy when you put just a little bit of different music to something. It makes it just that you change one perception
Yeah.
It changes the whole thing.
Well, it's just
Because
like,
it looks like a
you could-
fun movie to go, well, like fun and
Yeah.
funny and
Yeah.
exciting.
Like, oh,
it's
dang,
not
this
like
is gonna be a cool movie, and then you're
right.
like, you see it, and you're like, oh well. I mean, The Revenge of the Sith is a good movie. The Fall of Anakin is really, I think it was good. That was like when I was a kid. I saw it when I was a kid. I think that's the most beloved prequel movie there is. I don't think, I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it is. But I don't know. I'm glad there's been a little break from Star Wars. I'm glad it's been like on a little hiatus. It's been kind of on the back burner.
Yeah.
They need it. They need a big break right now.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for The Mandalorian.
They're cooking something up over there. I'm sure.
Yeah, they are. It's called Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Well, I'm okay with that. They can bring that.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
I want to be a Mandalorian.
I wouldn't mind being a Mandalorian.
No, you don't. Everybody says that.
That'd be a Mandalorian.
I had a.
I'm always quiet.
With
you got something on my head.
I was talking with my kids today, and my son was like, "Oh man, what if they made like Call of Duty on VR?" I said, "If they made Call of Duty on VR, we'd all be tired of Call of Duty because we don't want to get up and run, and we'd understand how unrealistic all video games are if we got them on VR. Like, could you imagine like Ready Player One, like having to run and jump? Like, there's a reason that dude is fit and in shape. Video games are so unrealistic, and yeah, it would be." I lost train of thought. What was I talking about?
Call
No, how did I get there?
Call of Duty VR, and your
How did I
son
get
talking
there,
about
bro?
it.
I know. What were we talking
It's
about?
not real because it's not like realistic.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't understand how unrealistic video games are and stuff like that because we'd be in trouble.
I think it would be. I don't. If they create a VR for Call of Duty, I don't want it to be like the traditional PlayStation VR is. I want it just to be like a first person, but it widens my view. So I still have my crosshair right here, but I can look around the corner, right, and then turn my guy over there to shoot him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want my view. Just same with the racer. When I'm racing a car, I want to feel like I'm in the car, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want a wider view. I want to be able to turn my head like this and be able to see. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then crash because you're not looking straight to you. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
We all do that anyways. There's so many times my wife's like, "Steven, quit looking around the corner. You can't see who's around the corner." I'm like,
I know.
Stop it.
You're like, I know. My head tilts too.
When
you're up on that wall.
With the remote control, when you're like trying to jump far, you're like,
yeah. Or like
go.
If I press the controller harder, my car will go faster.
I know.
Oh no!
Break my. I know your fingertip is just all.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I have to check myself sometimes.
DualSense, huh?
Yeah, if DualSense, I wonder if like
they
said you can feel the tension and stuff. So I wonder if like games like what was that game that came out with the chick? It was like old school. It felt like it just came out. My brain is fried right now.
It just like a brand new movie?
No, I like brand new. It's like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
That was such a good game, dude.
Yeah, it was good, but like could you imagine like if you with the stick like pulling the bow back? Like if you pull a little bit back, like a little shot or like big bow,
right?
That kind of stuff.
That'd be dope.
That'd be cool to understand that. Or like, well, I guess it already kind of happens in racing games, but like drifting in racing games, like it's all like throttle controlled. So like, how hard are you pulling on the throttle? Maybe you could like really feel the tension.
Right.
I don't know. I'm excited. I want a PS5. I want to see an actual picture of it because we get all these like concept pictures that come out. I want to see like a real picture of it.
Right.
And the
I want to see some real games on it. I want to see them start announcing some games. That's what I want to see.
They can't though. They can't. Because everybody's at home.
Well, in the gaming
That's what I'm
industry,
waiting
we're
for.
all used to games getting postponed and all that stuff.
You
Because
know how
Should
you
be.
feel about that, man.
every game is always postponed. Any good game, any AAA game has been postponed like 20 times before it actually comes out.
It feels like it's heightened now.
Except
because of-
for Fallout 76. And look at it. It's a piece
and
of
they should have
crap.
and they should have postponed it. They should have postponed that game. That game sucked. Well, and even like that other one, No Man's Sky. They should have waited on that one. They rushed it.
Yeah, but I feel like they
They
made up
redeemed
for
themselves.
it.
They
They
redeemed
made up
themselves.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They lied to the public, but they made up for it, I think.
Liars.
I know. Now it's like a $2 game.
I know.
And
You
all
can
that
go get it
all
on
that,
any
well,
sales.
when they made up for it, when they added all that content for free, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's still
They
a
should've-
$2 game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I think it's time to start wrapping up a little bit. What do you guys think? You got anything else?
wrap it up. Yeah, Dormammu is not dangerous. So
In the MCU.
in the MCU,
Because they made him retard.
right?
Sorry. Made him dumb.
Oh, can't say that word.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
did it. I did it. I said
Like, what word?
reti-
What word? Yeah.
I said I was going to say
know.
reticulated python. He's a reticulated python. And reticulated pythons are stupid.
like, I don't want to get into it again, but like, they killed Ego. Like, Ego was a planet, right? Ego
Yeah.
was a celestial.
Right. Oh no, he was mentioning him like
He was on the pole. He's like, I'm done. I'm fed up with you guys. You guys don't know nothing.
yeah.
Well, I think Ego was dangerous too. He just his weakness was his son.
His son, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think his weakness was like he
Fighting
wasn't.
anybody else,
Yeah, exactly. Like he was just like,
done.
yeah.
He's super powerful too.
Yeah.
Probably should have voted for him also.
I don't know.
Don't understand
See,
sometimes.
Hella.
I don't understand nothing.
Hella.
Hella.
Hella's where it's at.
No,
All right.
I get the
totally-
Thanos. I get the Thanos. That's like your go-to one. It's like on the surface of surface level. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you look deeper in, I think there was more at stake with Hela. Anyway, but yeah, without going into the discussion again. But
We're just gonna beat this horse until
Yeah.
it's alive again. We're gonna beat it until it goes back around the loop and comes back alive again. Yeah. So this is episode 9.
Jeez. It goes quick.
we're almost
Dude,
at 2 full handfuls.
I know. It's been good. We
How many
we really
episodes
enjoy
do
it.
you say is a year? 50, 52, or something like that. That's crazy.
If we don't ever take any breaks, 52 will be a year.
Yeah.
See if we can get there.
Did we start in the beginning of the year?
We started in like
So it wouldn't be 50. Well, 52
February.
would be a year.
I'm
yeah.
just saying
Okay.
like 52.
I got you.
If we do one a week, if my math works correctly, let's see. Our first episode, our pilot episode, was February 12th.
Oh.
So definitely going on, I think 2 months exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. Hey, here's some good news. Here's some updates. Here's where we're at. We're now on Facebook.
YouTube.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go to bed. We are now on YouTube. We're like officially on YouTube. So we're doing these video podcasts and we're putting them up there. I'm in the process right now of converting our audio podcasts and getting them also on there. I'm like halfway through. So once that's done, I'll put the playlist live so you can go back and kind of just binge watch it in a playlist. This week is going to be different. We're recording this episode a little bit early, and just because of the weekend and Easter and stuff like that. So it's going to be, I want to get the recording done sooner, so we can just put it out. We are still on track to record a D&D session.
Yeah.
We just got to final it up. We're going to do a small little, we have a campaign going right now, but we're going to do a small little like offshoot. It's still going to tie into the campaign, but it's going to feel a little bit different from the normal campaign. So be tuned to that. Stay tuned for that. Me and Mick are going to live stream. I think we're going to live stream the demo for
Resident Evil Remake.
Resident Evil 3. So we have it downloaded. We're gonna stream that within the next week, I think. Maybe even this weekend. We'll figure it out. Stay tuned to our Facebook page. So go follow us on Facebook. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. And go
Niners.
Please bring sports back.
I know. Sorry, Nick. I know you're not.
I'm not turning around and showing them all my plugs, so
you can't do that. You don't
I'm
want to
not
do squats
squatting
again?
up and down and making me squat. I ain't squatting.
I'm a jerk for doing that. So this has been episode 9 of the Geek Retreat.
Go Niners. See?
Oh.
See? Made sense now.
I thought you were saying no.
Huh?
9. Wiener Schnitzel.
Okay, Red Skull.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So I'm Steve. That's Jason. Oh, and that's Mick. And we will we'll catch you next week on episode 10. 10.
And maybe Steve will have a beard again.
I won't have a beard again. Oh man, it's so weird. It's so bad.
It's all good, man.
Which one's your chin?
Which one's your chin? I hate you. This episode's over. All right. We love you guys. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't cough or sneeze on anybody.
Don't touch your face.
We'll catch you guys next week.
Later.
Bye.